Hello, hello, everybody. While I wait for my viewers to join, I just want to start off by saying Ramadan Kareem to all my Muslim brothers and sisters who are celebrating today. I want to give a shout out to Hassan Jama, a repeat oh shit live offender. It is his birthday today, so happy birthday, Hassan. Happy birthday to Crew Jeff Harrison, who has also been on the show in the past. Hi, everybody, and thank you for joining. Tonight, I'll be talking mum to mum with Helen. It'll be quite the discussion of truth. I'm going to welcome her in, but before I do that, I just wanted to say a few words. Tonight is not about us being ungrateful. It is not about us disregarding our blessings. Tonight is motherhood, marriage, and the realities of them both. If you guys want to keep faking it and fronting like we don't face these challenges, you can leave this live now. With that said, I'm going to welcome Helen in. If I can find her in true oh shit fashion. Oh, with some kind of a... Where is this woman? Oh, there's always some kind of a glitch on my end. Oh, there she is. Here. Oh shit's always having technical difficulties, friends.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. Just trying to figure out how to hold my phone up. It didn't work on my computer.
Oh no.
Whatever. We'll have to hold it one arm.
All right, just don't have it shake. Then it's all... Well, there you go.
This?
It's okay. That works.
Yeah, because I need my hand.
You're too funny. I'm drinking my boiled water. How you doing, Helen?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, you know, living the dream.
Oh, it's two of us.
Of course. I gave my little disclaimer. You know, if you don't want to hear the reality that we're going to be speaking tonight, see yourselves out now. And again, this is not about marital problems or motherhood problems, quote unquote. This is about marital and motherhood realities. The ones that I face, the ones that you face, the ones that everybody we know faces, but we've been told for years not to talk about because, you know, God forbid you make yourself look ungrateful.
God.
It's not a disregard to our blessings. We know that we are blessed. We are grateful in the ways that we are grateful. But if we disregard the hardships that we face, we're pushing ourselves into isolation in a different manner.
Exactly.
So Helen, with all of that said, how the hell is it going working from home with two kids?
Do you have a gun I can borrow? That's how it is. Honestly, it's tough. It's tough. I work for the government, so they now have the flexibility to work from home if you wanted to. I never liked it to begin with. I'm just more comfortable with my setup at work. But now you're throwing me into work at home with two kids under 4 on a full-time basis. You're cooking 3 meals a day, 105 snacks a day, trying to get them down for a nap at the same time, trying to answer emails. You're getting phone calls. It's great. It's great. And you know that mute button when you're on conference call? I'm the queen of forgetting to hit it. So you just hear my Lebanese voice yelling at one of them while there's like 10 other people on the call. Yeah, that's how it's going. How are you doing?
No, I'm living the dream. Are you able to get any work done?
Yeah, between the hours of 6 a.m. and 9, 11:30 and 2, and then anytime after 6:30.
Wow. Helen, it was funny. I had somebody message me being like, "You're stupid for doing what you're doing. You're just a dumb, bored mom." And I died. I was like, "Moms have time to be bored? I
Oh my
wish I
God.
had time to be bored. Yeah, of
Who
course I
is
wish
this
I had time to be bored.
person?
It doesn't matter. What the stupidity that surrounds the situation is what mother will tell you, yeah, I'm bored.
Stop.
I'm bored. I'm good being bored." Helen, here's the thing. You know, you're saying all the things that you have to do while taking care of the kids at home, two kids under 4. And there's always going to be that other half that's going to say to you, "Oh, you're supposed to be grateful because there are women in your position who would be killing to be raising two kids while working."
Yeah.
Now,
Yep.
you struggled a little bit with infertility at the beginning.
I did.
Do you feel like this mentality that people have maybe gave you a little bit of that added motherhood depression when you did have your kids, because you felt like, I struggled so hard to have them, and now I have to be this image of grateful that they say I have to be. I can't even express when I'm having a hard time.
So, complete honesty here, at the beginning, yes, because of like the tears and the money involved with infertility. Like, thank God, for whatever reason, why we had to go through that, I don't know, but we went through that and then we were able to have our kids naturally.
Okay.
So, but part of me still feels like, because I had a condition, I actually have a condition, I feel like it was probably all the drugs that were in me that helped me get Isaac after I decided like I can't do this anymore.
Right.
But we'll never know because it happened after we stopped and everything. But at the beginning, yes. The beginning, yes. Like I felt like I can never say this is hard or I need a break or like what is going on, because it was always like, no, I struggled, we prayed, we cried, and someone's gonna look at me like, why'd you do all that if you're gonna complain? But there came a point where I was like, fuck that. Like, I'm only a human. I don't care. Yes, I cried, I begged, I prayed, you name it, I did it to have these babies because I knew I wanted to be a mom. I've always wanted to be a mom. That was like a given. But it doesn't mean it's easy. It doesn't mean you should shut up, take it, and be grateful. No. In order to be a good mom, you need a break. In order to be a good mom, you need to break down every once in a while. In order to be a good mom, you need support. Someone to be like, what do you need? I got you. Take a breather.
Yeah.
Because sometimes that's all it takes. All it takes is like Rami comes home like I need 5 minutes. I can be upstairs folding laundry.
Yeah.
Or literally like go and clean a toilet for Christ's sakes. But it's that 5 minutes to myself.
Yeah. No, I
So
agree. It you need that bit of like self, right?
absolutely. Absolutely.
It's really hard because there's always going to be that mom shaming half that
It happens.
they make you feel like your thoughts are negative, when the reality is your thoughts are what everybody else is thinking as well, but we're so afraid to say it because god forbid we look the slightest bit ungrateful. Helen, would you say that you at all suffered postpartum after the first baby, after the second baby?
So with Isaac, I can say no, I didn't. I felt good. Like it was still hard because it was all new territory, and there's no book in motherhood. There's no book of how to raise a baby. So, but I was in euphoria. I was on cloud nine. Like it took me 3 years to have him. That I just took everything. But with Maya, I had postpartum, and it hit me hard. But it's funny because with the women I've spoken to, a lot of the postpartum hit near the beginning,
Right.
like kind of in the first 6 weeks type of thing. Mine hit later. I was doing fine until I can't even explain the emotions. There was just something wrong with me. And kind of to go back with the shaming, with Isaac, I was almost 200 pounds when I delivered him. I put on excessive water weight. I was a balloon. And Smella, my kid, came out 10 pounds, 3 ounces.
Mm.
And I'm a petite person to begin with. But with Isaac, before 3 months, even I think at 6 weeks, I dropped all the weight and was smaller than what I was before I gave birth, before I got pregnant, I should say.
Wow.
With Maya, everything was a little bit slower. You don't have that downtime when they're sleeping because now you have a toddler you got to give attention to who's like, who's this new person coming into the house? So I found the slimming down went lower and people started speaking.
Yeah. I
Right?
actually remember getting those comments, and it wasn't even like to my face, but I'd walk by and you heard the whispers like, what happened to her? You know? And it's just like,
Yeah.
you already feel what you feel, you look
Yeah.
how you look, and then you notice that people are noticing, and you're like, oh my God, it's never gonna end.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. Exactly. And it's tough because as a woman, you have so many hormones and the hormones never actually regulate. Let's be honest. Do they ever go back after
Oh
you've had
no,
at least one kid?
I'm screwed for
They
life.
don't. Exactly. I'm with you, girl. I'm with you. So it plays with you from your emotional standpoint to then you start questioning, am I a good mother? Or wait, why do I not look like this person who I'm following on social media? It fucks with your head.
Well, and that's
It
the other
really
thing.
does.
Like social media, I've had moments where I was like, oh my God, I am the worst mom in the world because I'm not baking cookies from scratch. I'm not like
Mhm.
Betty Crocker is my saving grace. I cannot bake a cake if my left hand
Preach.
did on it. And then I see all these like, and and I'm not saying that people can't do those things, that they
No,
shouldn't be doing
absolutely not.
those things. But
No,
when
absolutely
you're
not.
on the receiving end of it, you're like, I friggin' suck. And
Yep.
it's such a shitty feeling. And then it translates into how you're like, okay, put my phone down. Let's focus on the kids, focus on what's in front of me, try to be the best mom I can. And you're just doubt after doubt, like,
But where do you think these doubts are coming from? Like, I've actually sat down to try to think about it. It's like, honestly, amen. And God bless the moms who are able to do that. Truly, truly, God bless them for being able to, whatever it is, even making like freaking home cooked meals. And I'm talking about like the Middle Eastern complicated ones that like take 3 days to get ready before it goes in the oven.
yeah.
I, I admire and I admire them. I can't. But how or when did that start playing into our heads? Like, oh shit, she does that. I don't. I'm not a good mom, or I'm slacking off over here. I sit there and I think like, when did that happen? Was it social media? Or was it the generation of our parents where I can say most of our parents, especially from my friends, were stay-at-home moms.
Yeah. Yeah. Of
They were
course.
stay-at-home moms. And I'm sorry, we are all living stay-at-home mom life right now. My hat, my heart, my freaking bank account goes out to these stay-at-home moms, to these single moms, because I can't do it. That is the honest truth. I am dying at home. This is not for me. I miss my quote unquote freedom where like I'm gonna go to the grocery store. I got a few things to do, a few exchanges, be gone for a few hours. Dad got the kids. I'm good. Now I'm actually dreading to go. I'm the one who runs to the grocery store during all this once a week.
Yeah.
I try to hit one place, get everything, get out. But it's like, when did this happen? When did this happen that like we're not good enough? There's no freaking book on this. There's no right way.
Yeah.
Fuck, everyone can get a medal and a goddamn check if your kids are still alive. Like you did it. There's another day you made it. Like fuck off.
It's
Sorry. Rant.
no, but it's true. And it's really hard because, you know, a lot, everybody has a different situation, right?
Absolutely.
I've been working from home since God knows how long. It's been 5, 6 years now. I was working from
Yeah.
home. And even though I was working from home and I was stay at home mom and I had the kids, when now I'm not working from home, I'm always around the kids. I don't have that distraction anymore. I don't have that me time anymore. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking to myself, like, I complained about being home working from home when I had the kids, and now I'm thinking like, God, I wish I could just for an hour go down and work from home. And maybe this is
Yeah.
how this started. Maybe it is just to like, I have no out, so this is my out right now.
Yeah.
But it fucks with your head. It really
100%.
does. And I remember people used to make comments to me when I would say things like, "Oh, working from home is so hard," and these women would be like, "Honestly, stop complaining. You're so lucky. You should be grateful you have this. You don't have to get dressed and drive in traffic and go in the snow and come back and still do double and blah blah." I'm like, "Yeah, I get it." But
Mm-hmm.
now all you'll get it. Like you get what's going on. And it's not friggin' easy knowing that I have to do X, Y, Z, give my attention to this, but also go upstairs. And even though my husband is great, I'm not gonna deny it. When I was working, he held it down, but
Yeah.
not the way that I would. So I
I,
will go up on break and find the sink full of dishes because he liked to do them at night.
yeah.
Do you know
Yeah.
how much that would stress me out?
I'm going through that. I know. I know. I know. I know. Because we have a schedule right now where I need to kind of work more steady hours. So, long story short, I work for the Public Health Agency of Canada.
Right.
So, we're kind of the lead right now with this whole COVID-19. So, my usual job has been shifted to doing something of an essential, considered essential right now.
Right.
So what I do is I have to track down PPE for all my frontline workers out at the airports across Canada, to the isolation sites, and to the hotel sites. We have different sites for different reasons. And as we see in the news, like we have shortage on PPE everywhere. But that's my gig. My gig is to pick up the phone call, make contacts with a supplier, call my warehouse in Ottawa, see what I got, and I got to keep them stocked while having the kids. So we try to do this. I work from this time to this time, you work from this time to this time, but I work for the regions. It's across Canada. So if I work 6 to 9, it works out for Atlantic. Western hasn't even opened up. So when I got to get back on later, I need to work. So if I go down to take a break in between, because right now it's like dead period, I need the other region to open up. The sink, the Cheerios on the floor. My daughter has peanut butter in her hair. You know how long it took me to just say, fuck it, grab another coffee and go back upstairs? Because as a mom, I don't know if I'm talking for all moms, but I feel like I could be.
Yeah.
You just
I'm crying. I feel you.
like you just become so accustomed and used to, you're just doing it all, essentially. And it's not to say that the husbands are no good, they don't help. No, it's not that at all. But as a mother, it's kind of like those pictures and memes that you see with like 7 different arms coming out of her body. That's the reality.
Yeah.
Like a mom is entertaining, has 2 pots on the stove, doing the dishes so they don't pile up after dinner, running the water, folding laundry. Like it's happening at the same time, yet it's organized. So I think we all have a little bit of OCD. And I think during this whole quarantine and being home, I'm trying to let go because I need the help. I need to work. I'm considered essential. So I need to let it go because what's happening, I'm stressing the fuck out.
Over nothing.
Over absolutely nothing. And it's a mom thing. I really believe it's a mom thing.
But it's also, I think it's like kind of how we grew up and that fear of people are going to judge me.
Yes.
People are going to fucking look at my house and be like, girl, when was the last time you mopped? When was the last
And no one's coming over.
Nobody.
No one's coming over.
But I can't take a picture in a room that's too messy because God forbid.
You find one clean wall. You move everything aside. That's where you take the picture. I got you. You put cones. Just this wall.
Pylons, yeah. Nobody touch this wall. No sticky fingers on this wall. It is rough and it is real. Honestly, it's I remember like my mom would be in the kitchen from 9 o'clock in the morning, like 9 o'clock at night, and I don't remember her ever like she would. Sometimes we would do crafts and she would whatever, but like I get it.
Yep. Absolutely. It's hard, man. It's hard. Like again, and it's almost like to shut up the shamers. I'm grateful. I'm not here shitting on being a mom, but for people who don't think mom is a full-time job, kiss my ass. That's all I'm gonna say.
No,
kiss my ass. It's a full-time job. It's mentally and physically exhausting. It's more than doing 2 jobs.
I read somebody's post once being like, you moms, all you do is complain about your kids, and that makes the rest of us not want to have kids. You make us afraid to have kids. And I read it and I was like, dude, if my reality and everybody's reality makes you so afraid to have children because you are afraid that that would be your reality, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't have kids. You're better off not having them. Because the thing is that we're not saying, it's awful, it's awful, it's awful. We're saying it's freaking hard. That's what we're saying. And everything in life is hard. And yes, we made we chose our life. We chose our path. But that's not to say we chose it knowing it was going to be easy, man. We got into this being like, I ain't going to sleep. My coffee's going to be cold. And like, there's going to be days where I just want to stick my head in the toilet and use my hair to clean it because
it goes back. There's no book. And I feel like no one talks about the bad.
No.
Like I was very candid during my pregnancy. How are you feeling? Like shit. Like I'm 200 pounds. I weigh more than my husband in the house. Like I can't see my feet. Like I didn't think I was gonna explode like this. I thought I'd be like one of those cute little skinny in a basketball in front. Like dude, it's tough. And it's almost like I think it goes back to being shamed if you were to say anything negative. And it's fine. It's fine because honest to God, I love my kids. My kids are a blessing.
Yep.
I keep going because of them. But it doesn't mean they don't piss me off. It doesn't mean they don't give me my space. They follow me to the washroom. They destroy the house on like an hourly. But it's what kids do.
Well, my daughter said to me the other day, you don't love us, you yell a lot. And I was like, are you like, okay, guilt. Thank you
Yeah.
for the guilt. Like I yelled because your brother got me up 3 times throughout the night. I yelled because I had to do my last Chio appointment over the phone. I yelled
Yep.
because I'm worried about you getting enough school time while I'm trying to be a homeschool teacher right now. I yelled because I'm upset that the TV is babysitting you while I'm cooking dinner. I yell because I have laundry that I haven't put away. I yell because I'm stressed the fuck out and I don't have the
Absolutely.
village to help me raise my family right now. I yell because I'm stressed. Yes, I'm yelling. And it's like, no, it doesn't mean I don't love you. And then you guilt yourself and you feel like shit. And
Yeah.
I'm a bad mom. And and then
Yeah.
there's the mom shamers on top of that. But they're
Yes.
they're not even a dent in the shaming that we do to ourselves.
Amen. Absolutely. Absolutely. We are our hardest critics.
We are.
We beat ourselves down
Every,
more than anybody else. It's just the outsiders make it feel worse because it's almost like you shame yourself, and then when you're able to calm down, you're like, I'm not a bad mom. Like I just had a minute, like chill. But when it's to the outsiders, it starts to play with your head because you're like, wait, do I look like that? Am I like, do I look like I beat my kids because I've raised my voice? Do I look like I don't love them because I needed a minute and I told them to just go sit down? So, but we are the hardest critics. It's on ourselves.
well, and I love my husband to death, but then you have the spouses who don't hear the internal battle in our minds. You know what I mean? Like they don't hear us going back and forth in our heads, beating ourselves up. They just see us sitting on a couch, being depressed, thinking like, "What the fuck am I gonna do? How am I gonna make this better tomorrow?" And they're like, "Go do the dishes, go do something, pick up the slack." And you're like, "I just ran a marathon in my mind, and now you're
Yeah.
putting more shit on my head telling me that I'm not doing enough when I feel like I'm fucking doing everything."
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, girl. Oh, girl. Breathe. No.
No.
No. And the thing is, I'm sure I can speak for many people, is that we're we should be, in a sense, grateful of the generation that we're in, because I can only assume, so if I'm assuming wrong, sorry guys,
Yeah.
that we do get help by the spouses. It's not like the older generation where it was really the woman. It's like, God forbid you see a man picking up his empty dish after dinner to bring it, not even in the dishwasher or in the sink, put it beside the sink. Just give us a hand to not going back and forth. So we at least get that kind of help, but they don't see how much it takes and how much we do.
So the problem with getting the help is that we're going through whatever we're going through. We neglect to realize they're going through shit too.
100%.
And they're going through
100%.
the whole, what the fuck? I never saw my dad do this. Why are
Yep.
you doing this? You're demasculating me. On top of demasculating me, you're trying to rise up and be a powerful woman. Don't sit the
Yep.
fuck down, lady. Go do the dishes your damn self. But then they have their like generational aspect to it where they'll do it because like, but okay, like I get it. It's they're battling the same thing. They've got the
100%.
same demons, but they're so hard headed they won't admit it.
Yes. 100%. 100%. Um, I I would assume we can speak for the Lebanese culture, Arab culture.
Oh,
Uh, if I God pray to God my mother-in-law is not on this live. But they've all ruined them essentially for marriage. And I say ruin them because they're treated like kings.
yeah.
Essentially, they treat them like princes and kings and stuff like that. And when we take them on, we're breaking that shit down, and it ain't easy to break it down.
Nope.
And it's like, it's not that I don't want to treat you like a king and like, you're this or that, but fuck off. I work too.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave it at that. I work too. Like, fuck off.
Well, and we've like gender rules have come a long way, but they're always gonna be unspokenly there. You know?
Yeah.
And the men want that power, that whatever it is, and the women want that power as well to say like, I'm gonna do the things that I'm told I have to do, but I'm also gonna do the shit that you're doing, so you better as well do the shit that I'm doing too.
Yep.
And it's just it's this like unwritten rule that we've come into now. But
Yeah.
the problem is there's still that older generation that plays into their minds and our minds that make us feel like we're all inadequate, you know?
Yeah.
You're not enough,
Yeah.
Helen, because he's doing the dishes, and your family pointing at him like, Remy, you're not enough because she's working, you know? And that's the unfortunate mentality that
I
our
agree.
culture has.
I agree. 100%. I agree. I agree. It's tough. It's a tough trying to find that healthy balance, that healthy medium. But at the end of the day, like you're getting married at this day and age, you're having kids, it's a partnership. Like it takes two. And it doesn't just take two in making babies or walking down the aisle and getting married, but like it takes two in everything. Like it takes two to run a household at the end of the day. There's two of you working, there's kids, then two of you need to, you know, put your back into it. like you got to do what you got to do. Now, I'm not saying here's the list. Monday to Wednesday, you clean toilets and kitchen. No, but like you see, I'm beat. I'm still not done cooking dinner. You know, the living room's a mess. Clean it up. Get their hands washed before dinner. And I'm not saying he doesn't do that. He does that. I'm not talking, but I'm just saying, like in general, it can be
Generally,
hard.
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
No one's sitting here going like, my marriage is shit. No,
No, no, no.
we're not doing that. We're just generally speaking about the things that anybody married faces at one point throughout their marriage.
Yes, absolutely,
And again,
absolutely.
this is not marital problems. This is marital reality. That's what it is. But the thing is that, you know, with that said, Helen, I mean, we have, wow, train of thought lost. We have to um, really find a way to understand both sides. They need to understand us and we need to understand them. And how is that possible without communication? And it gets hard because you get to a point where you're so frustrated with the surface and the things you see with each other on the surface that you don't
Yeah.
want to have that communication, you know?
Yep.
And
It's true.
when you do have it, it's like finger pointing. Instead of
Yeah.
saying like, how are you? What are you going through? Are you depressed? What are you dealing with? What can I
Yeah.
do for you? It's
Yeah.
me or you going, you need to do this for me because
Mm.
this is what's happening right now. And they're probably thinking like, I got my own shit, back up, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
And I think that men go through postpartum as well.
Oh, absolutely.
The
Absolutely.
entire marriage does, essentially.
I absolutely. Like the way I see it, and I'm not a psychiatrist, I didn't study this. This is just my own personal opinion and thought. But I think women go through postpartum with the whole hormonal and like it's life changing. Now you have a human being in your hand and like, holy crap, was I really ready? Where I feel like maybe the male would go through postpartum in the sense like, you know, they're already maybe focused on their career or, you know, they had plans and stuff like that. And then bam, you hand them a baby and it's almost like, shit, I need to support, I need to provide. And it's almost like maybe they get a little boost of anxiety or stress, you know, thinking like, holy shit, I need to work harder, I need to make more money, I need to like figure out, okay, well, I can't work too much overtime because I need to show my face to the kid. I want the kid to know I'm dad. I think men probably fight with that internally.
I think so.
Like I,
But they also
that's
have
my
the
opinion.
added hardship of dealing with us and our emotions, and then our
Absolutely.
like neediness. Like, you don't love me. When was the last time you took me out? You don't tell me I'm beautiful when I look like this. I'm like, you don't tell me I'm beautiful.
Girl, I blow dried my hair for you. It's been 7 weeks. The blow dry hasn't
You
touched
look
my hair.
beautiful. I'll tell you, you look beautiful. But I'm saying, like, it's that added pressure all around, and because
Yeah.
we're unwilling to talk about these things with one another because we've been told not to,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
they don't get it and they're just like, shut up. Yeah, I don't want to take you out because I'm tired from working. I'm tired from the kids. And you're
Yeah.
like, but I've been home with them this whole time. You know,
Yeah. 100%.
it's an interesting dynamic. And I wonder how it will change for the next generation.
It's a good question. I don't know. I don't like. I guess that's going to be on us.
Yeah.
We're raising them, essentially. So I'm lucky because. So I'm unlucky and I'm lucky. If you ask my son Isaac to go pick up his toys, who's going to help me?
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I did not set off this tsunami. And then if he sees me in the kitchen, mommy, I'll help you.
Of course.
He will go get the mop. He will wipe down the table for me. He'll put everything in the sink.
Perfect.
I Oh, what are you doing upstairs, Mom? Laundry? I'll help you. He'll fill the washer. put the pod, press the button, move it to the dryer. He'll do all that. Tell him to clean his room, pick up his books, pick up the goddamn toys that just stepped on 10 times. Who's gonna help me?
Yeah.
Right here, no one's asking you to help me in the kitchen, yet you do it.
Well, it's funny. I see my mom here saying, I didn't tell you not to talk. And actually, Mom, you didn't tell me not to talk. You're probably the reason why I do talk. And what I'm doing with this show is hopefully giving my daughter a reason so she doesn't have to talk. You know, and
Yeah.
like let's break down these issues now and get them out there, and the stigma surrounding conversations like this. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not about like, and there's always that negative attachment. Like these girls are just bitching about life, bitching about their husbands, bitching about their kids. It's so therapeutic. It is
Yeah, it is.
therapeutic to just say it and say like, I'm not afraid to say that sometimes this shit gets hard.
Dude, people need to realize it's okay not to be okay in
Yeah.
whatever situation you are in. It is okay. Have your breaking point. Break it down. Cry. Do what you need to do. Girl, pick yourself back up and keep going.
Yes, 100%.
It is okay
Yeah.
to not be okay. And that's what I'm even teaching my son that. Like, I don't know how your kids are doing during this whole isolation quarantine, but I'm realizing the last few weeks, Isaac is not doing well. He wakes up every morning crying. And when you ask him what's wrong, I don't know, I don't know. And now it's been 3 days, he goes, my heart hurts.
Aww.
Right? It's heartbreaking. So I look at him and I'm like, do you need to cry? This was this morning. And he's like, I do. I'm like, cry. Mommy will hold you. Because I'm like, you know what? Like, why am I going to tell him, don't cry, we'll do an activity and distract him? The kid's feeling it. We've just sucked him out of his routine. He's stuck at home. It's been goddamn snowing in April again. He doesn't want to go outside anymore. And this kid loves to be outside. But the fact that we pass by a park and I can't let him go,
Yeah.
he doesn't want to stay outside.
Yeah.
If we go, let's put on our boots, let's go out. I don't want to go outside. So I let him cry this morning. I'm like, Mom, I'm like, it's okay. You're allowed to feel like this. I said, it's hard. And then every night we do our prayer. Every night it's, Jesus, can this virus go now? It's almost my birthday.
Happy.
Like, okay, we'll go with it. Like, let's pray that the virus goes before your birthday. Whatever makes him feel better.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, being a mom is tough. Now let's throw in this thing. Forget if you're working or you're not. Honestly, like, scratch that part out. You're a mom, you're at home, with help, no help. How are the kids doing?
Yeah.
We're so consumed with, like, I need to get my hair done, my nails done. I just want to go back to, like, seeing people or a routine or whatever. I don't want to homeschool anymore. Well, how do you think they're feeling? And I've really, like, I've taken a step back in the last few weeks and really paying attention. And today I did zero work because my daughter did not stop crying. All she wanted was a hugs. I'm like, okay, she's a year and 7 months. I'm like, is she really feeling it? But she was not herself.
Yeah.
She was not herself today. And he hasn't been himself. And it's heartbreaking for mom because I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. And when I do take him for a drive to drop off stuff at like Tita's or Nana's or at their aunt's house, he gets upset. Why am I not going down? I can see my cousins in the window. Let me out.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's like, what do you do? Because you're going to disappoint them one way or another. But then you want to keep the morale up. You want to keep them happy during this shit time. But I also worry for his well-being.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So,
It's sad and it's terrifying because you don't know what this is doing to us. You don't know what this is going to do to them.
no, exactly.
We're missing the distraction just as much as they're missing the distraction because they're feeding off of our anxiety too.
Exactly.
And to this morning, I did like a spa day with my daughter, and we did face masks and
So
we did my makeup, and I looked like a friggin'
saw that. You look great. You can go out like that. You look great.
I always should have come on like that. But you know what? I felt like she needed that time, and I do feel like I've been absent-minded, and it's not,
Oh, I hear you.
but I'm intentionally trying to be absent-minded. I know
Okay.
that that's what I'm doing, and I need to be so that I can. I'm the type of person, if I'm not completely busy in every angle of my life, that's when I'm bad. You know? Like,
Okay.
I need to be absent-minded so I can put just the right amount of mind on every area.
Okay.
Provided every area understands that's what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yep. Yep.
But unfortunately, we're not in normal situations where I would be like going out for an hour, coming back, have my scheduled work, have whatever. I have no schedule.
There's no routine.
There's no routine. So it's just
Yeah.
no mindless completely all day, all night. And it's hard to find that stable routine that works for everybody. And on top of that, gives you that kind of mental clarity.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yep. It's tough, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know how everyone else is doing it, and like, I don't know. I hope we just make it and everyone makes it healthy
Yeah.
on the other side, because like I'll be super candid and honest. I've been talking to a therapist.
Yeah.
I've been talking to a therapist for myself because I'm finding it super hard. The balance of trying to balance work, home, the kids, and still trying to find time for myself and not lose myself in a sense, because I'm like, man, I'm instead of washing my hair every 3 days, I'm washing it once a week now. I'm not putting any effort into anything. I feel like I wake up in my pajamas, I go to bed in the same pajamas. Like it's you're losing yourself. And then I can feel myself getting sucked in. And like you're saying, I feel kind of like checked out almost.
Yeah.
And and it's not fair for the kids because they're there trying to get my attention and they need the attention. And I'm kind of like, I just want to sit on the couch and browse aimlessly through IG, Facebook, wherever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I need to do something about it for the kids. So I started talking to a therapist. What's been nice is that I can talk to him about Isaac, and he's been helping me with coping with his anxiety and his stress, because he right away he called it. He's like, your son is anxious.
Yeah.
He's like, it's 100% anxious. When he tells you, because at one point he's like, I don't feel good. I don't feel good.
My tummy
what do you think? My tummy hurts. And then I don't know, until finally he's like, my heart hurts. It was the only way he can explain it.
Yeah.
So he like gives me little tips and tricks of what to do. And one big thing is try to get them outside, get them some fresh air, get them some sunlight, change the scenery. Because imagine you were essentially like that meme. How are all my inmates today? You were stuck in a box. You were stuck in a cell. And that's not what a kid's life is. If they're in school, they're in daycare, there's a routine, there's a schedule. They have a certain amount set for outside, for activity, for quiet. Their meals are set out. We're now, it's like a free-for-all. What do you want for lunch? Hot dogs and chips.
Yeah.
Hey, go to town, man. I need to work.
Yeah.
You know, the fruit one, sometimes like that's what we're eating for lunch. I don't care.
It's funny because like I've never denied that I was an anxious person. I always have pretty bad anxiety. I had a hard time going places to begin with. You know,
Okay.
birthdays stressed me out because I was always worried, is there going to be peanuts in the cake? Is my daughter going to be affected? Blah, 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 blah. Zane is high risk. So now thinking about taking my kids to a birthday post-COVID, I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
you know, I couldn't do these things easily before.
Imagine now.
Imagine now. I'm thinking like if I go to a birthday party and God forbid a kid coughs, I actually think I may have a heart attack. Like I've been saying this to everybody. I think like post this, I definitely need therapy to learn how to like go places again.
I think a lot, I don't want to say everyone, but I think a lot of people will need therapy. And like, I have a group chat with some of my closest friends, and I mentioned it, and we all started talking to people, and there's like a sense of relief. Because as much as you can talk to your friends about it, they're going through it too. So what's going to happen is that everyone's just shitting. Like, everyone's just like a Debbie Downer, you know, like we're all being negative and like this, and we're like there's no light, there's no positivity because everyone's feeling the same way. When you talk to a third party, it just feels, and it's not that you need help with something specific.
Yeah.
Getting it off your chest, and this person is not egging it on to keep adding more negativity, it makes you feel lighter.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, just doing these 1 hour sessions at night after the kids go to bed from 8 to 9 and do it on the phone, I feel lighter for the next few days.
Yeah.
It changes your mindset, your perspective. I wake up happier, like, okay, we're going to have a good day. My focus is on the kids, and I feel more focused.
Yes.
So I do this for them. I do this for me. And again, it helps me with Isaac because I don't know what to do. He's 3.5, telling me his heart hurts. It kills me every time he does. It kills me when he cries. He's the happiest social kid. Like, he's the one who will, if someone is shy in the corner, he'll bring him in. He won't even talk to his grandparents on FaceTime. He doesn't want to go outside.
But
this is not my.
Was it hard for you, Helen, to go seek help, to go to a therapist because of the whole therapist
No. I have to say I'm lucky in the sense my whole career I've worked for health or public health.
Right.
And I've been lucky that I've worked on the team for the suicide prevention.
Yeah.
I've worked on the team for mental health, for fetal alcohol syndrome. I've worked with so many different teams on different topics that it's like I knew because I knew the signs. I knew about it from reading reports and doing all that admin stuff for them. So as soon as I felt myself getting sucked into a dark hole,
Yeah.
feeling myself just not even motivated to get out of bed, I'm like, no, I can't. It's not just me and Rami. It's me. Like, I have the kids.
Yeah.
If it's just me and him, I can just tell work, like, I need a week off.
Yeah.
And I will just stay in bed all day. But I can't. I need to get up. And you already spoke with him. He's still working. Business is still, like, running.
Right.
It hasn't slowed down yet. So he needs to, he's always on the phone, on the computer. He has to go to the office because his stuff is there. So it's like there's no time to get sucked into that hole. So as soon as I felt it, I'm like, give me somebody.
Yeah. And
So
I
if
like that.
you feel that, call somebody. There's no shame. No one's gonna shame you because one, it's confidential. If you tell someone, that's on you.
Yeah.
You don't want to tell anybody you're having these phone calls. No one's gonna shame you.
Yeah.
You're doing this for you, for your mental health. Forget anybody else. You need to take care of you to take care of other people.
Of course.
That's the reality.
It's very true. And I don't know, I think it's something everybody should do at least once in their life.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But it's hard too because a lot of people aren't that aware. They can't recognize, like, I've gotten to the point where I'm very aware. I know when my mind is going in the direction that it shouldn't. I know when I'm anxious. I know when I'm not. I can't say I know what to do, but I know when I'm in that position.
Yeah.
Whereas some people don't realize they're not thinking clearly. They think they're fine. They're so comfortable with their thought processes because it's something the way they've always been maybe, or they've been used to, and no one's pointed out to them, hey, you maybe have a problem, that they spiral, and when trauma happens, it just gets worse.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's scary to watch sometimes and to see that happen, but you're only responsible for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I think that we have to take accountability and responsibility for ourselves and our actions and our thoughts by getting up and doing things like you did. And I respect that a lot. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
How's Rami doing with working and coming home with the kids and all that?
He's finding it hard because he's so busy and he'll get phone calls from like 8 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes it's 10 p.m. and his phone goes off. And what's hard is that he also needs to give me that period during the day where I can work.
Right.
So for him, it's like there's no period during the day where he can put it down.
Right.
And be like, okay, my focus on the kids. So while I'm working, he's still kind of working with the kids. So sometimes that's hard for me to be like, he has to figure it out because then I'll hear the kids going, Dad, you're not listening. But he actually can't stop what he's doing for that second because it's something urgent or whatever, especially with everything going on now. It's like things are more strict, they're more urgent. So he's having a hard time, but we're doing what we can. Like we're trying to find a balance where we try to do like a schedule. It's not really working, so we kind of play it day by day. I can kind of see what my load will look like.
Right.
And if I have to, I work in the evenings and I work on the weekends.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's really survival, right?
Yeah.
Helen, I wanted to ask you, with the virus and all of that, are you personally, I'm assuming you're taking it more seriously because of your job and what you see and stuff like that. You don't believe at all that this is a means of control or anything like that, or do you kind of have those thoughts at any point? Are you allowed to answer that question?
So it's tough because I'm not really reading what's out there. Heck, I don't even watch the news anymore because it became so depressing at one point. So I'm not following anything that's not happening in my emails per se. So there is a virus.
Yeah.
Now people are fighting that we've blown up the numbers or it's to gain control, so they're putting this fear. I personally don't see that, but again, I'm not doing the intense research they're doing.
Right.
I'm not watching the videos or the document. Like I'm not doing any of that to say that they're wrong and what we're doing is because this. I can't answer that. I really don't know.
You're just
But
about
they,
you and taking care of what you got to take care of.
I know that there is a virus.
Yeah.
There is a virus, and this is how we take precaution. So I'm taking precaution for me, my kids. I'm not wearing gloves. I'm not wearing masks when I go out because one, they're hard to come by. I'm struggling to get them from my health officers, my nurses, my doctors.
Right.
So I go out. I always take a Lysol wipe in a Ziploc bag in my pocket,
The best.
do my groceries, pack them in the car, and as soon as I get home, I pull out that wipe. I wipe down the steering wheel,
Yeah.
the shift, the door. I bring all the bags in. They stay on the carpet, and I kind of unpack, wipe everything, and put everything away. Like you just do what you got to do.
Yeah.
That's and then I wash my hands and make sure my jacket's far away from everybody's stuff. You take precaution, and like if you're meant to get it, you're gonna get it, and pray to God that you're able to get away from it. But yeah,
It is what it is. It is
yeah.
what it is. Helen, we're running out of time. Give me your
Oh,
best shot. Tell me what you want to tell your viewers.
uh,
Uh,
keep drinking. We will get through this. You're not alone. But yeah, honestly, if you feel anything just feels off, just call someone. And if you're not comfortable speaking to a professional, call a friend.
yeah.
Call somebody. And then we should all try to be less negative when we talk to each other, just to help one another, because you don't know what the other person's feeling inside, really.
Well, and I actually, for those who don't know, Najla at Ottawa Glam Girl has something going right now where if you DM her saying, "Do you have an extra mascara?" because you're in an emotionally abusive or physically abusive situation, she will actually message you back, getting your location information, and call the police for you. So
That is amazing.
I wanted to throw that in because I think that a lot of people need to know that.
Absolutely.
And that's a really awesome thing that she started. So if you guys are in
Absolutely.
need in any way, call for help. There's so many ways for people to support you. Your friends
Yeah,
will
you're
support
alone.
you. And I think it's just a matter of staying sane together. And
Yeah.
like Sanat said yesterday, if the tone of a conversation is too much for you personally, say to them, "I can't talk to you today,"
Exactly.
and deal with what you got to deal with, and then come back when you're ready. So
Yeah.
it's important that we respect each other enough to know that everybody's going through something right now, even if we
Just
don't understand it.
try to find some positivity. Just even if it's something stupid like the sun is out today, just try to shift the focus. It helps.
Or just even that no one in my family got sick yet. Thank God. It's so many things it could be. But one good thing throughout your day, and even just ask the kids. Like what I'm trying to do is ask, what was your favorite part of the day?
Well, let's do that.
Like, and then hearing that, it's like, okay, well then maybe I know what I can like focus on more tomorrow, or whatever the case may be.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
So far, my daughter's answer is iPad, but we're working on it. We're working on it.
It's something. She gave you an answer.
Give me an answer. Oh God! And I was like the no technology mom, if anybody remembers that. And now I'm like, take all the technology in the world. Do it.
Funny.
We're all surviving. Thank you so much, Helen. I love how candid you were able to get. Not a lot of people are willing to open up like that.
I think it's important, especially with everyone's going through, because we're all going through it. It's not a group of people. It's not one place. It's everyone.
It is.
So I feel like, some people wouldn't be able to, and I just want to say, like, you're not alone. There's no shame in it. It's okay to not be okay. Just please remember that.
Yes.
We're human. We have breaking points. It's okay.
I agree. I know I've had my breaking points, and I'm sure I'll break a few more times before this ends.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Helen. That was awesome. I love you.
I love you. Thank you. We'll chat soon. Bye.
Guys, that was awesome. Thank you again, Helen. Tomorrow night, I'll be chatting with Samantha Belly. Excited to